Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of the Hollywood Uncensored podcast. As always, it is your boy Hollywood Hogan, joined by my co-host, the nearest and dearest, the good brother, Rossi Montgomery. How have you been, my brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Was just letting you know that it's fucking cooling down over here in the wild, wild west, and we are now in the 90s, high 90s, and yeah, that is cooling down because it's been about 120 degrees most days.
I don't know
So
how you doing, man.
stay indoors, people. I don't know how I fucking do it either. I just get really high and sit inside and occasionally watch movies and
That's
trailers, and I
usually
think
the
that's
smart play.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like as long as you don't go outdoors for any reason at all, you're fine. It's kind of like I'm in quarantine again. So it's
Yeah.
nothing's changed.
It's like
I just
that's
don't
it's like that scene in what Terminator 2 when she's at the park and then the flames
it's
of the
just
nuclear
fucking melt.
bombs. Yeah.
It is. Every day in Arizona is the fucking
Judgment Day. Every day.
it's just that scene. Yeah. Oh
Fucking
my
Sarah
god, dude.
Connor was always right, man.
She was right, man. She just fucking forgot to tell people that also Skynet is just Arizona.
Skynet
So
controls the weather now.
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, like you said, and like we were saying, fucking, you gotta stay indoors. So we're staying indoors and watching movies and recently fucking trailers,
Yeah,
which
dude. The
a
movie
lot of
industry is back and
yeah, the
running.
movies are coming back in a hot way, and we'll see how the theaters react. But
You know what, man?
good,
It was
good.
weird going back. I went to the movie theaters like a month ago to see A Quiet Place 2. Very strange, very weird. Felt way different. Just because it's been over a year since I had gone, but it felt very calming, man. I missed going to your local movie theaters, getting some good snacks and popcorns, even though they charge you like $80, and then sitting down and watching your feature film. It was awesome, and like you said, movies are coming back in a big way. There's no amount of money in this world that can make me go watch that new Fast and the Piece of Chef Furious movies, but there's a shit ton of trailers attached to these movies. So that's what gets
That's
me
how they
the
get
most.
you.
That's
That's
how they
how they
bring you in, dude.
fucking get us, man. They're like, you don't want to see Vin, but you want to see this trailer.
You
You're
know
like,
what, man? A little bit tempted because they're like
fuck.
Jurassic World Dominion trailer is with Fast Nine. And I'm
Oh
like, you
yeah,
rat
yeah.
bastards. That is very tempting because I'm excited for this one. You're bringing back the OG cast. I'm all in. Thankfully, Universal ain't that much bitches. They are. We'll get to that in a little bit. But they did officially drop Halloween Kills. It's been delayed for over a year. It was supposed to drop last October.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Oh
originally going to
shit, I
release
don't remember
last
that.
year, 2020 of October. And COVID
Oh,
had different plans for them and everybody else, and it's now coming out this October, and they released the official trailer today. It did leak online. Somebody had like that shady cell phone footage that you usually get, so I think Universal's hands were forced, and they just dropped a full HD version. First and foremost, before we go into this trailer, what did you think of? I don't want to say the reboot, but kind of like the reimagining
like
of Jamie Lee Curtis and as Laurie Strode
the
and all that
remake
stuff.
of a remake that was also rebooted at one point. Yeah, what do you call it anymore?
I don't
Because
know because it's a continuation of. I don't know if they ignored two. I'm not sure. I've never been 100% sure if they ignored two and they just went directly off of one. In my head, I think it's just the third one of the first two. So that's what I always
mhm.
go with. So I guess the continuation of Laurie Strode's
Yeah,
story. I guess.
yeah. Either way, whatever the fuck we have to call it, or whatever it was, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting how they definitely dropped the whole sister storyline, which has
Mm.
gone into the Rob Zombie remake and has kind of followed the entire as. And I've said this numerous times. Don't anybody come fucking attacking me. Halloween and Michael Myers has never been my favorite horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
My all-time favorite is easily Friday the 13th. Horror killer, slasher, it's probably going to be Jason as well.
Mm.
Nothing against, Michael, but it wasn't there for me. I wanted gore, I wanted violence, and his original movies were very kind of, he was the shadow and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, ditching that whole point of the sister, I don't think it took anything away. It definitely gave Jamie Lynn more in this last one of, she's fucking tired of his shit. And old lady Jamie's coming for you. So
She went full Sarah Connor.
she went full Sarah Connor. She was living in Arizona for a while before that movie, and she got in the right headspace, and she was like, "I'm fucking, all right, let's do this." Now, I enjoyed it though. I thought it was really good. And as it, I think, because when that movie came out, did they wait or did they already say, "Hey, guess what? Not one, but two more movies are coming"?
They
How
had
long
already
in between?
they had already said three movies were coming before the 2009 no
So
2018 release.
including the 2018 one, they said
Yeah,
this
there was
one
like
and
there's a
two
new
more.
trilogy coming out, the continuation
Oh, okay.
of the 79 one. We're going to continue with three more movies, and it's going to be the final conclusion of the Laurie Strode, Michael Myers storyline, which I was excited for. And like you said, here's where I am actually like Michael Myers is my favorite slasher of all. I like the story. I think the music is iconic. I still have The Shining over it, but that's like different horror. But anyways, the reimagining of it or the continuation of it, I was a fan of it. They did a really good job telling the whole story, even though they ripped it off. It felt like they kind of did rip off Terminator a little bit with the whole Sarah and John Connor theming there with Laurie and her daughter and the daughter's other daughter. But all in all, it was a good movie. But I mean, where else can you go with it? And that was my biggest question leading up to the release. Like, what else can she do? What else can he do? I feel like we've seen every interpretation of that character imaginable. Even the third one, when it had nothing to do with Michael Myers, and it just had its own storyline
Oh, it was
going.
like the pumpkin heads, like killing the
Yeah,
kids and shit,
yeah. And
which is
even
cool of itself. But
yeah,
why
yeah,
make
it's
it
a
a
cool,
Halloween movie?
underrated movie. Very underrated. The third one doesn't get enough love that it gets. Like it has nothing to do with Michael, but as a storytelling, if it wasn't called Halloween 3, I think it would have stood by
Yeah,
itself as a pretty decent horror film. But
they could have called it like a Halloween night.
yeah, yeah, or any plethora. Halloween 3 just
Halloween.
killed the whole concept of what they're actually going to do. We've seen the whole Laurie Strode's daughter and how she's connected like to Michael and everything Michael does, she goes through too. We've seen every interpretation imaginable. So in my whole thing with the 2008 release, it's like, where can you go next? And they did a pretty good job, setting it up where she's demented and she just wants to capture him. She has a whole booby trap ready for him, and it works out pretty well. Obviously, we've even seen remakes with Rob Zombie. First one, kind of dug it. Second one, Rob went way too far into his bag with the whole mother on the white horse thing.
He went full fucking Kubrick on that one, and
Yeah,
not in a
he
good
went too
way.
deep, way too deep with the whole psychological
He
mindsets
was
of
just
Michael.
he went, and it's funny. This is probably gonna get people like. I love Devil's Rejects. I'm not. It took me going back as like fucking way, way, way later when I was like older and watching House of a Thousand Corpses that made me realize this wasn't that good of a movie
It's
in
really not.
story wise. It's
Really
really
not.
not. It's that was his first film, and obviously it makes more sense to where you see that and be like, oh yeah, that's a Rob Zombie movie. It was just a lot of theatrics and stuff. Not a bad story, just not a great story. Devil's Rejects was a fucking film. That was a
Yeah,
movie. That was a story and everything.
that was his
So
like coup
yeah.
de grace of like filmmaking there, where like I said, the
Oh yeah.
House of Thousand Corpses looks good, but doesn't
Yeah.
really play as a good movie. It just looks good. The aesthetic of that movie is so well done, and you kind of ignore everything else involved. Because if you really like watch it, you're just kind of like, man, the script's kind of shit, the
It's
acting's
so
kind of
over the
shit.
it's so just like jumps from piece to piece, and then
Yeah,
you're just like fucking people dressed up as rabbits getting chased, and then there's like kind of zombie things in like a layer, and you're like,
and they
what
got Doctor
what?
Satan. The whole thing
And they
goes.
got Dr. Satan, and then you're like, so this was real? Like what? It's
Where,
God damn it,
where
Rob.
we, he did pretty good with the remake of Halloween. He added the gore
He
aspect that you were
did.
talking about that the first two were
Oh yeah.
missing. He added that element to it, and you're like, holy shit! Like maybe I think I would have enjoyed him more if he didn't really try to go into the mind of Michael Myers from a kid standpoint. Because I felt like those
Yeah.
moments, to me, the mystery of it kind of added more than trying to like, let's find out what makes Michael Myers crazy. It's like he killed his sister. It is what it is, and he's trying to kill the next one. And it's like I don't need the psychological theming of it, and fucking Laurie too. When they're like the second one, they went just way too far, way too far.
Well,
Him
I was
making
gonna say,
yeah,
yeah,
go
the
for it.
first one of like including his story as a kid, that was fine.
Mhm.
but I get what you mean. Where it's like, was it necessary? No, but it added a different story. Whatever. But definitely the second movie was like, we already know the story. You just showed it to us. We
Yeah.
saw it. It was good. Right on. You don't need to go back. It
Mhm.
wasn't even the same fucking kid. He grew up, so they had to get a new fucking little Michael. So even on that side alone, where you're just like, why? I swear to God, this is true. I remember that. And it's just, yeah, and like you said, then his mom's on like the white horse, and you're just like, what?
It got
It
really
was
weird.
just,
It got
it
really
was
weird.
I could not tell you truthfully how that fucking movie ended. I don't remember. Was that the last scene where like Lori's sitting there
There's
and
the
sees
shootout in that like weird like shack where he like takes her to. He doesn't kill her.
kind of remember that, yeah.
And there's like a moment where you're like, wait, is like Michael possessed and the demon and Michael Myers going from him to Laurie Strode? Because it feels like that. Because then she gets up, she sits up like the Undertaker and shit, and she has the mask on, and you're just like, what? What?
Yeah, okay, I do remember that part
Yeah. So it's like the passing of the
randomly.
torch. I guess he wanted to like make her the new Michael, kind of like the Michael Myers 5 when Laurie Strode's daughter is turning into like her own
Oh yeah,
version of Myers, where she kills the stepmom or the adopted mom in the shower right before
yeah.
Halloween 4 ends, leading to the 5, where they're like connected. He kind of did the same thing where so I'm like, it didn't work then. It's definitely not going to work now. And that one just definitely bombed. I do not understand how this guy's going to direct the Monsters movie.
Oh man, I mean, his wife's gonna be fucking the mom,
Yeah,
no doubt.
there's no
And
doubt. That's a
who the fuck
guarantee.
is so who's Bill Moseley gonna play then? Like, and rest in peace, Spalding, but obviously he can't play grandpa,
Would have been great. Would have been
so
great.
would have been great. But again, it's one of those things where I'm like, on paper sounds great. In an actual film, you're like, Rob, what the fuck are you doing? And who gave him, I guess, who gave him money in the 2000s to afford this shit in the 2020s? Like,
Yeah, it kind of went off the walls for him, but like it'll be weird to see what happens with that. But to the Halloween, the 2018
yeah,
version, very grounded, but it made sense. That's the kind of Michael Myers story I want to see. Um, so the trailer for Halloween Kills drops, and man, I'm a big fan of it. I liked what they shown. It looks really interesting. The opening scene, him coming out of the cabin on fire, him pulling the firefighter down, nice. Him walking
yeah,
out. Love the trailer. Everything about that trailer, I'm a fan of. I will say this though, little bit of a nitpick. I feel like they showed a little bit too much. That
what I was
trailer
about to say.
went on for
Uh,
way too long. It showed
yeah,
way too many Michael Myers kills that I would have really enjoyed to witness in the movie theater. I feel like all the firefighter scenes where he kills them all just goes through them like nothing. I feel like those were all it. I feel like no matter when we go to the movies to watch this, we're going to see what we just saw in the trailer, and it's not going to be as enjoyable as it would have been if we would have watched it like the way we would have watched it. So I feel like as great as that trailer is, and as awesome as the theming was, and all the things that I loved it, the music, everything, a little bit too much. I feel like they blew their load when they didn't really have to, especially with a character like Michael Myers. You're going to sell tickets regardless. It comes out in October. So the movie's guaranteed to make
yeah,
some serious bank. You don't have to even really promote all that. You could just show him walking around and be like, Halloween Kills, come October or don't. And if people don't come in October, I'll be shocked personally. But I do think they did show off a little bit too much than they should have.
yeah. Um, I think that's the biggest thing.
Mm,
Because I was gonna say, when you're talking about the trailer, I'm like, I felt like we just saw the film.
mm,
I feel like they showed quite a bit that they didn't need to. They definitely showed way too many kills that they didn't need to.
yeah.
Um, Not saying they weren't cool, not saying that I don't look forward to seeing them the full scene and everything, but fuck, man, you basically showed if when the film comes out, somebody, if not just us ourselves, take the time to like really count from the trailer to the film how many of those scenes ended up in the film.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be upset. I want to see someone do like a side by side. Because I'm like, if they put damn near all of them, if not all of them in that, then you're like, dude, I saw this already. And you kind of don't leave anything to, not necessarily the imagination, but you don't leave anything up to the viewer to be like, oh, well, he does that crazy kill. I can't
Mm.
imagine what else he's gonna do. You
That's
know?
the thing. You like the benefit of the doubt is that you hope, okay, maybe they showed us enough to get us excited, and maybe there's more to come. But it's like, man, I want to see the whole like the grandma's getting pretty much just annihilated by Michael.
Oh yeah,
That was
I was
dope, but
just
that's
like,
a
holy
scene
shit, man.
that I'm like, okay, he's smashing her head into the wall. I'm marking out. Which, by the way, before anybody asks, I did do a trailer reaction for it. Universal Studios blocked it because they're bitches. But anyways, he's smashing her head in. Could have been cool with it. End the scene there. Go to the next one. Instead, they give you the whole thing what he does next when he grabs the glass or like the light fixture and he just stabs the girl and they keep
Yeah,
going with it. And I'm like, just stop. Like, you don't have to show all of that. It's like, cut it off after we
they're
get it.
like
He's
yelling
killing
at the
some
damn
grandma.
trailer.
It's like, honestly, dude, part
It's
of
like,
me
what
is
are you
like,
doing?
it's too much.
Halfway through the trailer, you're yelling at Michael. You're just like, stop it! Like,
No, I just feel
I
like
get it.
whoever cut this trailer, just they showed off a little, as good as it is. And look, I'm, again, a huge Michael Myers fan. As awesome as this to see Michael Myers kill some people, I also want to experience that on my own, watching the full length movie, not a trailer for a movie that doesn't come out for another few months. Like again, back to the
Yeah,
grandma scene. I get it. He's killing grandmas. Awesome.
no
Leave it at
grandmas.
that. Yeah, let my imagination think like, oh shit, what does he do next? Don't show me what he does next, and then lead all the way to the point where he has so if Laurie Strode's granddaughter is like telling him to stab her, and that's the one scene where they cut it, and then they go to the scene where she has the mask, and
Yeah,
I'm like, oh shit, that's the one part where I'm like, oh, are they actually gonna unmask him? Which is something I think we haven't seen since technically the first Halloween. I don't remember seeing Michael
yeah,
Myers unmasked in any other version or like the original
because
series. I think Rob did it
they
a
they
little bit, but
had
he had the beard.
I was just say, yeah, like I don't think you didn't see a close up face. You didn't see his hair was in his face,
Mm,
and it wasn't like just a clear shot.
yeah,
And I don't know. Interesting, yes, it would be. I don't know if I'd want to see that though.
they
You
showed
know what
it
I mean?
enough in the new version, the 2008 one. They give you a side profile when those podcasters showed up with the mask, and he kind of turns his head a little bit, and he has the buzz cut, kind of has some wet beard
Yeah,
going on. I don't know what the reason would be to see him in that way. I guess just to
yeah.
kind of put a face to it, but at the same time, Michael without a face is the whole reason why Michael is scary to begin with.
Exactly. So it kind of goes back to I kind of now understand more so of what you didn't why you didn't want to see the whole like kid aspect from Rob Zombie's version,
Mm,
because it leaves more to the mystery of this character.
yeah,
He's not Jason. Jason's a fucking he's a fucking mutant. So his face is all fucked up and we've seen it. That makes sense. Same way where you don't have to see it, but if you do, you're like, oh shit.
yeah,
That's you can see it and be like, okay, that's only Jason. Freddy's burned. You know Freddy.
yeah. You know the
Michael
origin.
Myers is one of the killers, is one of the, classic slashers. That the mask is it, you
Yeah,
know? He could be wearing whatever fucking other jumpsuit he wants, to be honest, but the mask is his fucking
yeah,
his
yeah.
costume.
That's who he is.
So I mean, like, I wouldn't be shocked if they went that route. I wouldn't be shocked if anybody went that route, like
Mm,
if Rob Zombie had done it more. I just personally don't need to see it.
no,
Do I
yeah,
think it'll take anything away from it necessarily? Probably not. But again, as a horror fan, I'll be like, nah, what the fuck? Because
I
then you're
do.
just like, nah, now he's
Yeah,
human. I don't fucking like it. Like,
yeah. It takes away from that standpoint, but I do like the fact that he does essentially feel like he needs the mask because he's kind of like it does add an element where he's like he desperately wants the mask. So it's like okay, cool, I get that.
yeah,
That's cool to me that he's like I need the mask to do the killings. I can't without it. I'm not Michael Myers. That's a cool little wrinkle that they kind of teased in the trailer. Again, phenomenal trailer. I don't want to completely shit on it. I am kind of angry at Universal right now, so I probably am sounding like I'm shitting on it. I truthfully enjoyed every second of that trailer. It was a cool trailer to begin with. Jamie Lee cutting herself or stabbing herself in the hospital bed. At first, again,
yeah.
going back to Halloween 5, where like the daughter of Laurie Strode was kind of like cutting herself too and like feeling what Michael feels. It kind of I thought they were doing that, but it kind of seems like she's kind of just trying to commit suicide because she just
Just
thinks if
kind of just, yeah,
she kills herself, Michael would just stop. It kind of leads to the fact I know we are getting the third one, which is called
yeah.
Halloween Ends, which is a very basic title, but it is what it is. It does
Like I
tease.
said before, we started recording, fucking much better title they should have gone with was Mike or fuck Michael. That would have been even better if they just dropped
Michael.
the Halloween. No, they should have just gone with Halloween Kills ... again. Just really go like that. Or yeah, fuck it, drop the Halloween and be like, and just name it Michael in the same like Joker writing and shit. They're just like, what? Like
We get the origin story this time. Explain it up.
this summer,
I'm not getting.
he's walking down the stairs.
He's just kicking his legs up and shit. Oh shit! No, but they do tease it, kind of like it does seem like it might be like the end of Laurie Strode, the way she's acting throughout that. It seems like she's in the hospital the entire time. It does look like the town, Haydenfield, it's kind of like coming together to be like, this time we're gonna take down Michael. And I'm like, that's cool because it never felt like anybody cared in that little town.
Finally,
ever.
You know what? Maybe we should stop this killer who's been killing people for over fucking 40 years. Like,
it's like maybe now we take a stand. This lady has taken enough trauma.
You know what?
It feels like now they're like, we're gonna do it now. We're like, we're finally gonna be a city and we're gonna unite to take this motherfucker down. It's like, man, it took you guys long enough.
This is where that whole scene, if that's not the ending, it needs to be. It ends with them trying to like light him on fire again, like burning his house down and shit. And that's when he's finally like, oh shit, he's stuck. And then a fucking Freddy's glove comes up and like pulls him down. And then people are just like, all right. And then the same way that we had to wait 10 years for fucking Freddy versus Jason.
We get it.
These fuckers have to wait another 10 years to get anything.
I don't know, dude. I went back to watch that movie where Freddy like takes Jason's like cocky mask. And I'm like, you motherfuckers, people really waited like almost like over a decade to actually get the payoff to that shit.
Do you know the bigger payoff that should have been from that movie, from Jason Goes to Hell? Was there were
moments, Ash?
Yeah, there were moments in the film, like the staff that he used later on to like stab Jason was said to be made out of like the same fucking skin of the Necronomicon. And there was like something else that they were going to include, but like
I've heard that for a while that they wanted to have Bruce Campbell in it as well. But again, it took them forever just to do Freddy versus Jason, so it's like not surprising that they couldn't get Bruce to be Ash again.
We could do a fucking episode on the whole thing that took for Freddy versus Jason and how Ash was supposed to be included. But that was of the 10 years plan. Of the 10 years that it took to finally make Freddy versus Jason. Maybe by like the third or fourth year was when they actually started being like, you know what, let's include Ash. And then it never fucking happened either. But
it's one of those things that would be dope to see that.
It'll never happen. But
it would never happen. Yeah, just because it's just too many fucking properties and too many different movie studios all at once trying to get their whole bid on who's going to sell it and shit. The same thing that happens with like Spider-Man with Sony and Disney and all that crap. It would be the same fucking headache as that would be. But yeah, dude, like it looks decent. It looks really good. I'm excited for it. It's a really good trailer, but I do have my little like nitpicks of it. Just being like, I really hope you saved some good shit for the actual movie and didn't try to sell me a Michael Myers movie when I don't need to be sold on Michael Myers. I don't need the selling of Michael Myers. You could do all like if they brought back like a whole new Freddy, but they said Robert Englund playing them. I'm there. Don't show me shit. Just have the music playing. Have the little lullaby going off. I'm there. Same with Jason. All of them.
That's the funnier thing. We're ending it on Halloween, but like moving forward with like horror, I swear I don't understand why people still will say like, oh, you know what, that Nightmare remake wasn't that bad. I'm like, yes, it was. It was very bad. It was all terrible. The way bad. Everything about it was bad.
He looked terrible.
I look back trying to be like, oh, well, you know, Jackie Earl, whatever, getting casted. Good for him. Now looking back, no, not good for him. It was awful. Everything about it was bad. And it's I think the easiest thing to say about that is, if they announce tomorrow there's a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie, no story yet, no plot, nothing, Robert Englund is coming back, I do not care. Go see it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That Freddy is a character and like Halloween or something like that. Like if they were doing this whole trilogy with Halloween, I think they could still get away. You know, clearly they did. Rob Zombie took it.
Yeah,
anybody could have done that. Eli Roth could have done that, and it just would have been way more gory and over the top, and probably just fucking weird.
Dude, dream.
Anybody could have taken that.
The dream is Jordan Peele being like, you know what, I'm gonna do Nightmare, and I'm gonna
Freddy's
bring back
black.
No, but he's like, I'm gonna bring back Robert, and I'm gonna bring back Johnny Depp. Fuck. Bring them all.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be amazing. That's how Johnny Depp gets his career restarted. He just goes back and
Shit, man. It
Okay,
might.
I take back my word. The only other person they could announce tomorrow to play Freddy Krueger, if they really wanted to get me, would be Johnny Depp. Just because I would be
Depp
like,
as
oh my
Freddy.
God, this is gonna be either horrible or great, and I'm gonna find out.
There's no in
Because
between.
imagine, no Tim Burton included, so nothing's getting just
But
Johnny going for it.
what if that's the nightmare? It's like it has to be directed by Tim Burton.
That's a true nightmare. That's not a film. That's just reality.
That's reality.
It's directed by Tim Burton. Stay home. Like
Fucking wacky trees and shit. It's like it all coming true.
weird
No, man,
shit. That
the remake of Nightmare, is just, it's not that like he looks like shit. It's just a boring movie. It's just,
everything
there's
about
no
it.
part of that
Yeah.
movie that makes me interested. What, it's just boring. You go through that
And then
entire movie not once interested at all whatsoever.
No. And then them trying to include him still kind of making like funny puns, but they're not funny and there's no deliver. Like it's just
There's no
nothing.
like,
Just like
it's just
yeah,
flat.
like,
It's just always
again,
flat.
and that was one of those moments easily where you're just like, you're not Robert Englund. Do not try to act like him. If you're doing a different version of it, fine. But it was so bad. And honestly, everybody, I think a couple times I've gotten like the argument of, I know in the original they always technically kind of alluded, but never really went. At least I don't remember. Never really went for it of saying like he was like a child molester. He was just a killer of children for whatever fucking reason. In the remake, they went full fucking way with being like, no, he fucked kids, and you're just like, wait a minute, fucking hold on, like, and then it turned out that he wasn't. He was wrongfully accused. So then it's like, honestly,
no. Remember it was like that, and then they flipped it back at the end that he actually was, because he had like the underwear of like the little girl, and you're just like, what the? It just went super.
I don't fucking remember that at all. No, like, so even worse.
It got worse, dude.
See?
It got so worse.
That's what I'm saying. See, it was so fucking bad that I blocked it out of my memory like a fucking bad dream. Like I tried.
It's such a boring payoff too, because you're just like, okay, like now you like they try to give him a reason to like kill Freddy, and I'm like, what other reason do you need? Like, why are you giving this a whole story arc? Like,
he's already invading their dreams. That's pervy enough, man. Like, and you're just like, no. Now we can.
It's like, dude, somebody watched
light him on fire.
Somebody watched Watchmen, and they're like, Rorschach's journal should be Freddy Krueger. Like,
well, I mean, clearly.
Yeah.
I'm actually now thinking of that. I'm shocked that fucking Zack Snyder didn't direct Nightmare on Elm Street, because it seems like something the way it was shot and everything now seems quite a bit very Zack Snyder.
Dude,
like,
the entire ending's just in gray. Like you can't even see like his red sweater. He's just in gray everywhere.
He's just like, it's just a dark. It's raining for some reason, but he's in the boiler room. You're just like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on, man?
Yeah, it takes a weird twist. But anyway, Halloween Kills, man. Decent. Hopefully they don't go that crazy with this new one. But look, man, I'm still excited for it. I mean, I just wish they didn't go so hard in the paint with like, we got to sell you guys on this. We got to show promotion and get you guys excited because it's been a year delayed and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I get it. And you didn't really have to do all that. It could have been a lot simpler. I know people demand to see more than they want to see, but then they complain when they get too much. I'm one of those people where it's like, it depends on the property. When it comes to Halloween, that's a property you don't have to oversell. When it comes to somebody like Batman, Superman, any of those characters, even Spider-Man, when they drop that trailer finally, and don't even show me Defoe, just like have the laugh or something. Like, I don't need to see what's going to happen. I just need to be teased. That's the whole point of trailers. Tease me, show me, give me a little blue ball me until the point where the movie drops. Like, I'd rather that than just get the whole goddamn thing in the trailer, and then come movie time, I'm like, I kind of already know what to expect beat by beat. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like the movie, we already know the movie's going to open with the cabin thing and the firefighters getting their ass kicked, and I really hope that wasn't all of it, because if it was, those first few minutes, I'm kind of just going to be a little bit disappointed. So I really do hope they saved some of the rest for last. One thing they did tease, they kind of make fun of Season of the Witch.
Really?
You remember the scenes where the pumpkin head, the witch head, the skeleton head, they're all slashed? Those were like some of the masks from Season of the Witch, which I'm like, that's a nice callback. I dig it. When they're like, it's all leading to him going home, and they show all the masks from that
They
movie from
show
Halloween
that.
3. I'm like, I dig that. That's a nice little
Okay.
homage to that movie, especially him killing them. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's a nice
That's
little
that's that's again, that's them being like, this is does not take place in that. This wipes out those movies,
yeah.
in a way. Like, okay,
Until they bring
that's
back Busta Rhymes, and it's a whole new movie.
it's a fucking whole thing, yeah. And then I'm just like, oh shit, here we go.
Dude, that's the spinoff we need. Other trailers though, man. Shang-Chi, one of the most highly anticipated superhero movies coming out this year, which is crazy. I can't believe it's actually dropping already. It feels like a movie that would like drop in 2022, but September, Shang-Chi drops a trailer. I was not a big fan of the teaser that they dropped a few months ago. Felt a little forced and cheesy. This one though, action scenes, Abomination. You got Wong on
Yeah,
this one,
what
won
the
the sword.
fuck? That's
Yeah,
just let's just stop right there.
yeah,
Like, and I laughed because I saw people talking about the trailer. I didn't realize, again, even though I'm on like fake quarantine away from like the heat right now, I don't I don't ever remember, or I'm not the first to know when something's like a trailer's dropped.
yeah.
Honestly, I either see you post about it, or I see, whatever fucking company post about it.
Mhm.
So I was late to the party on like all the trailers. But when I caught it, right before I actually watched it, I saw the picture, like the still of Abomination. People are like, "Oh shit!" So instantly, I'm like, "Wait a fucking minute!" So I watched it. Definitely enjoyed this trailer more than the first teaser or first trailer they released.
Yeah.
Because like nothing against any of the characters, that it's just not something I know anything about or am entirely interested in. I'm sure, like every other Marvel movie, I'll eventually sit down and watch it,
Mm.
but it's not anything I'm rushing out to see. Second trailer, though, a lot of cool stuff. One of the other big things, other than Abomination, we get to finally see the Mandarin, the real Mandarin. Still doesn't look shit like the comic, so I'm a little upset. But so I'm interested in seeing what they do with that and how we've talked about and how obviously in all the shows right now going on, everything's connected. Marvel plans shit out 20 years in advance, and hats off to them because I don't know how the fuck you can do that. But everything's connected to like Doctor Strange right now.
Yeah.
Everything is going around him. If you're bringing the real Mandarin in it, there better be at least one small fucking nod to Iron Man in some way.
Yeah.
Say he's pissed off at Tony Stark and he fucking pisses on his grave. I don't know, man. Go real hardcore with it. But just say something.
Tease it, yeah. Show something, anything.
Again, after everything that people have said and we've gone through from the third Iron Man movie, we deserve at least something. And obviously, obviously now we're not going to get an Iron Man versus Mandarin, at least not real Iron Man. So at least make a mention, something. But we'll see. The other big thing that still has not been answered, I'm a little upset because he's one of my favorite characters simply because of his name. Fin Fang Foom. Is he or is he not the fucking dragon in the water in the trailer?
So I guess there's a Lego leak for the movie. I think it's something Protector. That's what the dragon's called. I don't know the exact name, but it's something. So blank Protector of something. I don't know.
I've been waiting fucking since Iron Man 1 came out for Fin Fang Foom, and I will wait another 20 goddamn years for it if I have to.
You would think that he would show up eventually in some type of Shang-Chi trilogy if they ever go that route.
Yeah. So I mean, unless they're just saving him for number 2 or some shit, but no.
But I will say though, seeing Abomination, the fact that they're kind of like for the second time ever saying that the Incredible Hulk movie happened with Edward Norton and being like, yeah, that was a thing. And we're not just bringing back the General, we're bringing back Abomination. And it's like, okay, I'm into it. The rumors were that he wasn't going to show up until the She-Hulk series. But here he is. And there's another cut scene because Marvel fans are insane, man. They'll go scene for scene on these goddamn trailers and they'll break that shit down and faster than anybody in the world can. But they came out with a screenshot and it's Abomination, that cage. What they're doing like UFC shit. I don't know what the hell they're doing. In the teaser, they also showed
getting his UFC career going on, man.
In the teaser one, they also showed what's his name, Shield, homeboy from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the other dude, the the one that was Captain America for a little bit, and then they took his shit away. What's her name? What's like the sidekick?
U.S. agent.
Yeah, so in the teaser trailer, when they're in that fight place, you see his shield in the background on one of the walls, one like the placement thing. So that was another weird thing that they showed in the teaser. They didn't really show it on this one, but then you see Abomination there, and in one of the cutscenes, you see Wong, one of the sorcerers from Doctor Strange. He's there doing the whole like ring thing while Abomination's running towards them. So, like you said, man, all these movies seem to be in some way and somehow connected to Doctor Strange. So Sam Raimi and Cumberbatch have a shit ton of work to do because I mean it looks like their movies connected to all things that are going to be happening in the Marvel phase. What is this for? Moving forward, you got Spider-Man. We all know
I
that
have
one's
no
going to be
fucking
massive.
idea.
Yeah, I don't know what phase it is anymore. I've lost count at this point, but it looks like he's going to
Not a
have
phase,
a role.
mom.
Is he going to be like the new Tony Stark, just showing up at the end of these movies now, just being
Yeah,
like, we're doing this, and that, and whatever's coming, because we
he's
know the
he's
multiverse of
Nick Fury
madness.
now. Yeah,
Essentially, maybe, man. It seems like it's going that way. You see Wong there. It's like, what connection would he have with Shang-Chi and stuff? It's like, are they going for the rings or better now they're bracelets now? And some people are mad about that, which I don't understand. What
which
doesn't
like,
matter? Ring, bracelets.
Whatever, man. You wear them. You wear them on your hand.
Yeah.
Is it really that big of? I don't know.
Like you're getting this Shang-Chi movie.
I'm
What
sure
else would you want? Yeah, I don't understand how like different people would want it to be.
No,
In aspects of that.
If they give the easy explanation, be like, well, Thanos had a glove that's fucking close to rings.
Yeah, it's
and
like,
I'm like, fine.
It's not.
I don't care.
Different, man.
You didn't have to say that. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, and my big thing, dude, it's like it's a Shang-Chi movie. Like the fact that you're even getting a Shang-Chi movie should be enough for you to be like, oh, I'm content. You know, whatever you do, you
Shut
do.
the fuck up.
It looks, out of all the Marvel trailers they have dropped for the movies, like Black Widow, Eternals, this is probably the one that I'm the most excited for. It's the one that looks the most appealing to me, action-wise and storyline-wise. The Eternals trailer did nothing for me. I have seen it like a couple of times now in passing, and every time I see it, I'm just like, I don't care. There's nothing in there that makes me say like this is going to connect to anything, and I just don't need them, really. You know what I mean? I'm not invested at all.
Yeah, honestly, like nothing from that, and that's definitely going to be a movie. Even though before I was like, I'll eventually see every movie. Kind of true, but if I don't ever watch that one, fuck it. All I have to do is wait to the ending and be like, does it show something? Does it lead into something? Okay, and then I'm good. I'll move on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's one of those.
That's the one where I'm just like, it's a very mid take for me at the moment. I just don't have that much interest in it. I don't have that much like stock going into it. It's not like a lot of people are like, well, Guardians of the Galaxy, not that many people knew about it and they liked it. It's like, yeah, but they also had Rocket Raccoon in a tree.
Yeah, but
like
people are stupid when people are dumb for shit they don't understand at first. But a tree and a fucking raccoon sold it, so
that's all you usually need. You know?
So, trailer looks good. Like we said, we touched on the parts that I'm definitely interested in seeing. I know there's been the talk since the Winter Soldier and Falcon show of them doing the whole Thunderbolts, or like they keep referencing like Dark Avengers, even though I'm like, you can't do Dark Avengers unless you're gonna fucking actually do that and have Willem Dafoe join them and lead. That'd be insane. Yeah, that's a whole other fucking idea. But I've heard that at least the Thunderbolts, which would include Abomination, U.S. Agent, Ross eventually as Red Hulk. Possibly they mentioned Black Widow's sister that's in the new movie. Like
the blonde one.
So I mean, there's definitely room for that, and I mean that's cool. Again, I'm a huge U.S. Agent fan, so I mean anything with him, I'm down. You know,
Red Hulk would be dope, since I feel like
the
Hulk at this point doesn't really have any merit in the MCU.
Well, he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Now. And I mean, moving forward with them, I highly doubt he'll still ever get a solo movie. That kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, he's now like the comedic like shtick of the group, and it's just like, okay, that's the Hulk though, but whatever. I mean, like Mark Ruffalo is Mark Ruffalo, and he's a pretty good actor. But at the same time, it's like, let him do some shit, man.
They're like, no, make us laugh. Make us laugh, Mark.
Talking about things that people don't understand when it comes to comics, the new Suicide Squad trailer dropped. in
Oh
that
yeah, people
trailer
don't understand
really didn't
shit.
show all that much of new things, but the one little tidbit of information they did talk about, which wasn't even that big, it was in passing. You have Amanda Waller talking to Bloodsport, played by Idris Elba, and she talks about how Bloodsport put Kal-El, the son of Krypton, Superman himself, Clark Kent, in the ICU after shooting him with the kryptonite bullet. Now, this actually happened in the comic books. It's not like it's a fabricated story that James Gunn pulled out of his ass. He was like, you know what would be cool? This happened. No, this is literally the way they introduced
Which
Bloodsport.
if he did, I'd still
Yeah.
be like, yeah, right on, good for
Well,
you.
yeah,
I've been saying for years, Batman should just build a fucking kryptonite gun or a kryptonite bullet and just fucking end it. But either way,
yeah.
they don't
I
listen
mean,
to me.
it would be way easier that way. I don't know. He likes to
It's
fight with
so easy.
with knives and shit. But
Like, I'll bring you down. You're like, you bring him down quick, Bat. Like,
but it's like the thing is that's literally how the character Bloodsport was introduced in DC Comics.
yeah.
It's like it's not like a fabricated thing. And the Snyder fans, which look, man, you guys got your movie. You should be celebrating it still.
What more do you fucking want?
It's like, bro, I understand you guys might want the next like chapter in the next universe, and I'm sure there'll be a passing of that at some point. But it's like in the moment, not every single goddamn DC movie has to be about the Snyderverse or connected to the
No.
Snyderverse or connected to that Superman. For example, Batman and Robin, piece of shit movie. But when he says that one iconic line in that one movie, this is why Superman works alone. In my head, I'm not thinking, oh, I wonder what Superman is he talking about. Is he talking about the 80s Superman? If he's not talking about 80s Superman, this movie's shit. There's other reasons why that movie's shit. It wasn't him mentioning Superman, dude. Them mentioning what Bloodsport actually did in the comics and Snyder fans turning that into like, well, it wasn't Henry Cavill Superman. It could be any fucking Superman. If you want to be Cavill Superman, cool. It could be Smallville Superman for all I care. I don't give a rat's that's who Superman it was. The fact that they just mentioned it for something that actually happened in the comics and the Snyder fans are like, yeah, but it's not Snyder like induced. Just you sound immature and stupid. Sorry to say it. Might be a little rough to hear it. Read a fucking comic book. Zack Snyder didn't create DC. You know, these comic books have been going on for decades and decades and decades. And the fact that you guys read them, but then most of you really don't. You say you do, but you don't. And then when James Gunn tweets the goddamn comic panel where it happened, and you're still like, not Snyder related, bro, you're never gonna enjoy his fucking movie.
He made that. He drew that up. You're just like, what the fuck? Like, no, like,
and
no,
dude, and one more thing, I'll let you go off real quick. One more thing.
Yeah,
people that say that like Superman would never get shot, motherfucker takes bullets all the time on purpose.
That's what he does.
It's
like the next thing that he does next to using his fucking ice breath.
Yeah,
he gets shot because he doesn't die,
and he got shot a shit ton of times in the Snyder world.
Yeah, so why the fucking people got so fucking stupid? This is why I stay indoors, man. I just can't fucking deal it. We're dumb. No, yeah, like either way, like you said, I think that is a huge fucking reality that people don't put into words as much. Watching like the old Batman film, watching anything like that, your mind should not immediately go to, oh, I wonder which one.
Yeah.
If they say something happened like that, one for sure in Suicide Squad, just because they mention that doesn't mean that you will ever see that scene filmed. Mm-hmm. Why the fuck would you? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, who cares?
Yep.
I definitely didn't hear that and was like, oh, I wonder if it's Henry. Like, I just thought, oh, that's funny. Because I remember, again, I know a lot of DC stuff. I will never say I know more than, the next person, unless it's on the internet. Usually I do. But this one, I didn't know that it was actually happened. I just heard the fucking scene from the trailer and thought, that's cool. Because again, also that doesn't mean he killed Superman. Superman's not dead. That literally means that this guy was fucking robbing a bank or something, and Superman came to stop him, and fucker shot him. And they're like, oh shit, he did actual damage to Superman. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
character build.
Move on. Yeah. Because they could have said that with the first one, and I wonder if people would have been pissed off or not. What if they said Deadshot had done that? Do you think people would be up in their arms right now? Like, oh my God. Probably not, because it was right after Man of Steel and everything. Yeah. But even so. But what if they did that with that one, and then that director was like, it's not Henry? Who gives a fuck? That's still him being like, I don't plan on ever having that dude in my movie. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, shit was never going to go that way. So
Yeah,
why
like
take it that route?
it's
Why
you got to
care about that?
separate the two. It's like you can't go into this just because Harley was seen in the list. Like Harley's probably the only one. Her, Boomerang, and the other guy are the only ones truly
Oh yeah,
connected to the last Suicide Squad movie. That
but
was
they might not be. That's what's funny. Flag
yeah,
looks completely different.
yeah. The only one that looks the same
So
as Boomerang.
yeah, so I honestly hope, and Amanda Waller, actually, I just forgot.
Oh
Um,
yeah, me too. Fuck.
all of them, none of them should mention anything. And if Amanda Waller mentions anything, she should simply say, "I've tried putting a team together before and it doesn't work." Something small like that, fine, but do not mention that she's had Harley in it, or don't fucking allude to Harley being like, "Whatever happened to fucking Fireman?" Like shit, like stupid stuff like that. I
Or
forgot his
Leto's
name,
Joker or some
Diablo,
shit.
or Leto's Joker. Yeah, like no fucking mention of that. And honestly, I have faith that James Gunn will do well and won't do something like that. But I just hope there's no stupid, even just random little subtle, like, haha, nod. Don't.
Mm,
Just make it your own film. Do nothing from the other one.
yeah,
This is not a sequel. It is,
a
don't fucking,
new fucking chapter for Suicide Squad. It doesn't need to be,
yeah.
and it's like especially just look at all the chaos that happened off of you honoring the first introduction of Bloodsport and being like, you know what, that's cool. That's just how they introduced them. I'm gonna mention it in the fucking movie because I don't think
Yeah.
that many people like. I'm not gonna pretend I'm some fucking big Bloodsport like character fan that I never knew about the character until they casted Idris Elba for him. Like that's never been
Exactly.
in my like mindset or memory or anything to be like, I know who's this character. Never once knew about it. Never knew, like you said, never knew about the Superman angle. Put Superman
Yeah.
ICU. Okay, it's like it's not that big of a deal. I don't really care who it is, what Superman is, what universe it is. Look, here's the thing: for all the Snyder fans out there, you gotta just wait for the Flash movie because everything's gonna change. You like it or not, it's gonna fucking change.
I was just about to say, I'm like, for any fucking buddy bitching about Snyderverse right now, that shit is out the fucking window. It's already out the window as soon as you saw the same picture I did of fucking old man Keaton
Oh, dude, so
with the
good.
gray hair.
Same
Oh my
haircut,
god, dude.
so good.
Looked fucking great. So all of that shit should be out the window. Snyder made a great film. Hats off to it. It's fucking done. He's not coming back. We saw what he did after it, and it was a piece of shit. Let's hope Snyder doesn't come back for a bit. You know, like,
Bro,
but
it's
he's not coming back to Justice League. He's not coming back to DC. He's not doing anything else. And if he does, I'll fucking eat my own words. But I do not ever see it happen. So
it's
move the fuck
especially with
on.
the Flash. It's like you gotta understand. I don't know what they're exactly doing. I don't even know if it's Flashpoint anymore. A lot of people said
I don't.
it
Yeah.
might be the Doom Clock storyline without
Okay.
Watchmen,
Yeah.
obviously. But
Yeah. I was
one
to
thing I
say.
will say though, man, the new Supergirl, it's like that's gonna be the biggest issue because she has the same goddamn style of logo as Henry Cavill Superman does. It's literally the same. And
Mhm.
in Man of Steel, when he finds his home
The
ship,
pods.
the
Yeah.
pod's open. So they're thinking
Yeah.
that's all connected. But again, like I don't know what the connection is going to be. You're bringing Keaton into it. He's going to be Kingdom Comes Batman.
Like
Affleck's supposed to
here.
still be in it, but what standpoint? So it's either
Well,
Flashpoint
and
or it's
yeah.
Doomsday Clock. So it doesn't really going to make sense.
Here's the thing with that. Obviously, as much as I would love to have Affleck stay, I don't see him sticking around.
He's
So
done. This is the last one.
no matter what, whether he's actually in this one or not, like I could see them not including him at all. If they do, okay, it makes sense. But let's say they didn't or something like that. He's done after this anyway.
Yeah.
I'm bummed out, whatever, fine. But also, you're getting Keaton's Batman, and he already is positioned as almost like the teacher now. So it makes sense that Batman isn't in it, but they're talking about Batgirl and stuff like that. Fine, I'd rather just have fucking Robin or Nightwing or something, you
They
know.
showed the
But
suit, bro. They showed
yeah,
the
I
suit with the
know.
blood on it. I'm just like,
That's why I'm like, wait, what? So either way, but I am upset and I will be upset for everybody that knows I'm not anything to the imagination a Superman fan, but Henry Cavill fucking nailed it. The look, the role, everything. I give my credit to him.
yeah,
I think it is a fucking absolutely robbery if they don't just get their heads out of their asses and somehow figure out how to keep him. You can
yeah.
move on with Batman and do this and do whatever, but him as Superman right now, I don't think his deserving. He didn't play the role enough yet, and I think he at least has, maybe a couple more movies. Because again, I'm like, it can be argued that you can replace a Batman. Replacing a Superman is a little bit more difficult, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well,
So
especially
when you get it right, fucking don't fuck it up. And
yeah,
they've
it's
already
like
kind of fucked it up. But
yeah, and that's the one guy where I'm like, okay, Supergirl's cool. The suit looks fine. Wouldn't you want that character wearing that suit next to a Henry Cavill? Like, wouldn't that make sense? It's fine to reboot it. I don't mind if they soft reboot everything. Affleck's out
yeah,
because Affleck wants to be out and do his thing with J Lo. Who can blame him?
I was like, because he's
Yeah,
off fucking J Lo again.
yeah.
He's living his early Affleck years
He's
again.
living the vida loca. He's got other priorities right now. But it's like he can't be
That was
doing
good. That
he
was
just
good.
like that. He doesn't want to be
Sorry.
doing Batman. It's fine. It's like then soft reboot it, bring in Keaton, Kingdom Come fucking Keaton this thing until you do Batman Beyond. I don't really care how you do it, but
Yeah,
do
fucking
something with
do
it.
it.
Yeah. But then again, you can still keep some like it was like they're obviously going to keep Momoa as Aquaman. They're obviously going to keep
Yeah,
Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
yeah.
Cyborg's out, not because of his fault, but because the powers to be just don't like the
He's
drama
not
that
coming back.
he's not. Cyborg's out, unfortunately.
Talk
That's not.
about talk about offering someone a shit ton of money for them still probably to be like, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah,
You know,
honestly, yeah,
like, and
um,
respect to him. But
yeah. It is what it is. He got fucked, but it is what it is. But so he's out. But it's like Cavill. The dude was fine. The guy, he's a great Superman. Man of Steel was a decent fucking movie for a Superman movie the last Superman movie we had seen before that was dog shit. He comes in, gives you an action-packed Kal-El movie. He played the part beautifully.
this is when they bring Brandon Routh back. They're like, fuck it, here's your chance, kid.
No,
He's
dude,
like, I'm like 42.
if they ever did that shit, they better just bring Smallville in and just be like
Well, I was gonna say this is our second time mentioning Smallville. Have you heard the Smallville news?
animated.
Oh my god,
I'm
dude! I
in.
will fucking, if that is like a Kickstarter or anything, I will give any type of fucking money to help.
I like
Because
the
again,
fact that they're like, we're bringing back the OG cast no matter
I was like,
what.
no, you're not.
Yeah, right, I know.
I can
One's
tell you
locked
one,
up, bro.
I can
Gonna
tell you one
break her
person's
out.
not coming back. You can fucking recast someone as Chloe all you want,
You
but
want her to start her whole cult thing again where they're like brandishing people with
that
like marks?
that they just write the character off. They're like, what happened to Chloe? She's like, I don't know. She joined this fucking cult.
She's a villain. She turns into
I guess
Superman.
she turned out to be the ultimate supervillain. Like, we gotta go stop her. That's the show. I would watch it.
That's the animated series. Stop the sex
It's just
cult.
Superman and Lex just team up to take down Chloe because even Lex is like, this is fucked up. Like,
This is enough for me to be
he's like,
be
look,
over it.
I'm
No,
a
man.
fucking maniac, but
Again, like the Flash thing, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. As we said, the pictures look pretty good. I like the fact that he has the ring that just transforms
yeah,
into the suit. That's a cool little feature. Um,
yeah.
it looked. I'm not again. I don't know anything. It looked like Keaton's Batman Bruce was working with the cops a little bit. He looked.
Yeah, I guess I could see that
Yeah,
from
it's
the
like
pictures.
yeah,
But
but
who
again, who
knows?
knows? Yeah, who the fuck? Nobody
Yeah,
knows what this movie. Again, literally nobody knows. We just know who's in it.
yeah, pretty
And
much.
Ben doesn't look like he's moving anytime soon. If he's in this movie and they're filming this movie already, he's been full on beard, just hanging out in LA. So if he is even in this movie, it doesn't look like he's making any moves anytime soon to go. I could see it being like a video where he's like, Barry, if you find this video, blah 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 blah. Blah. Like,
He's just that lazy.
yeah, he's just like, I'll send a Zoom, Zoom video of me.
Fucking god damn it, Ben! You reshot the shit for Zach. You can't do this. He's like,
Seriously. No, but like I said, it's gonna be that Flash movie is gonna honestly, as cringe as that might be, it's gonna hold the multiverse in its palm of its hand because that's gonna really set up what they do next. There's just
that's
too
gonna
much.
be the last, honestly. And this is again an opinion, but an opinion of a comic book fan since I was fucking born. Have seen all the ones that have shown up before. This is literally what I see as like the last fucking stand for DC films.
Yeah.
If you can't fucking nail this one with Michael Keaton coming back as Batman alone, I don't know what the fuck to tell you guys to do. Like, if the movie comes out and it's just a complete fucking horrendous piece of shit, I don't know what else they can do.
That might draw the line. Yeah, like you said, it might draw the line for me. You bring back Keaton.
I mean, I think it would have to.
Keaton, if he puts the suit on, it makes the movie for me already.
I'll fucking cry.
Same,
I'll
dude.
cry and I might come. I don't know. I
At the
can't deal
same
with
time,
all the
it might
emotion,
just all at once
all
just open everything.
all the emotions, man. I'll shit my pants probably. That's for damn sure. But
Bro,
I
if
can't.
gray-haired Bruce Wayne is in the bat suit, it's gonna be insanity. The movie just
It's
turned 32
yeah.
years old. Batman 89
Yep.
yesterday. To
Hell
see this
yeah.
motherfucker come back and put the bat suit on, it's gonna be one of the most epic comic book movie scenes of all
You
time.
know
And if
what?
you screw that up, it's gonna be insane.
You know what's really gonna fucking get me, and it's such a huge no. They fucking won't. But what if? Oh my god! Now I'm just like getting goosebumps thinking about it. What if there's like a scene where like Bruce is talking about like his old shit and this and that, and they don't even do a flashback. They just do like the voiceover, and you just hear like Nicholson's Joker. I would lose my shit.
You know what, man? There was a rumor that somebody had told me that there was gonna be a scene with DeVito in it in some way.
Equally cool.
But it's
Nothing
not
against
Joker.
Danny, but it's not Joker.
Yeah.
It's not Jack. Like
Same
that would be
with
cool.
Pfeiffer as well.
Oh really?
Yeah, there was not like a major thing, but kind of like a callback to it.
Okay. Well, with Pfeiffer, you could easily have her be
Catwoman
herself
again.
now. Well, not
Yeah.
even. Well, yeah. Or you just have her being older Selena Kyle,
What was it? The
kind of
Dark
like
Knight. What was it? The animated series when she's hosting
Dark
the
Knight Returns.
when she's like all old and hosting like that
Yeah,
hooker place. It's like just have her play
yeah.
that role.
Have her do that. Yeah,
Run down
and
Michelle Pfeiffer as Selena Kyle. It's like
fuck it, dude. Yeah,
you
like
would think there has to be that scene where he has the Batcave juiced up with all the type of like old shit.
like
Like
the
in the animated
memorabilia or
series,
something.
remember he had like the T-Rex, he had the giant
Oh yeah,
coin. You would think they
yeah.
would do that. Like, look, man, this is gonna be hit or miss because here, man, the director of this movie, the first It movie remake, amazing, dug it.
Oh yeah,
Second
really
one,
good.
not that good. So it's gonna be really hard to judge this.
Bill Hader could not save that film.
He tried his ass
Tried.
off to save it, but
Him and
shit, man.
fucking him and little Xavier tried, bro, but they just fucking couldn't do it.
Oh man, fucking what was it? Split.
Oh
Split and
shit.
no, dude.
Talk
So this
about
director is hit or miss big time. So it's like it's either gonna work or it's not. And if they blow this some way somehow, we don't even know who the fucking villain is in this. So like, I don't know, man. There's too many. Like, what? Like, you got Keaton as Batman. You got Supergirl in this somehow. You got the Flash,
like
and then there's no villain.
they're really going like the opposite route of like how you probably normally should like release shit for a film that you're making. They're really just going like, and we got him and her and this one and that one, and then they're like, and we don't fucking know what the story
We
is.
don't know.
Not,
yeah.
Or they know and they're just like, we're not telling you jack shit, which right on, man. But yeah, it's one of those things where like nothing is told. You know,
like who else would it be? Like Killer Grodd, Captain Cold, fucking reverse. You would think it's Reverse Flash.
You would fucking think,
but like,
and there's been so many different rumors that it was gonna be. I remember the first rumor of who they wanted was fucking McConaughey, and I'm like, oh my god, I'll see it tomorrow. That sounds fucking terrible. I'll watch it.
There's a rumor out there they casted some guy who was very popular, like on the old fucking app Vine.
So not popular at all.
He got like his fame from that bullshit.
So is he even an actor?
No, this is gonna be like his first movie, right?
Fucking
so they casted him, and in one of the pictures, I guess he bought one of the director's Reverse Flash shoes. And a lot of people are like, "Why is he buying the director Reverse Flash shoes? Like this motherfucker cast him because he's Latino. The director's Latino director. They cast this motherfucker's Reverse Flash." And if they did, that would be such a fucking massive letdown because, again, McConaughey, Gosling, they would have all been fantastic.
And Gosling would be funny because since the two names that I think would be cool as shit and which would be funny, it would be Gosling and I remember Adam Brody from the OC because he was casted as the Flash in that original Justice League
by
Dark.
George Miller.
Was it Justice League Dark or what were they going to call it? Or it was like Immortal or something like that.
Justice League Immortal with Armie Hammer's Batman.
Yeah. Oh fuck, that'll never happen now. But so Adam Brody was casted as the Flash.
Yeah.
I think it would be funny as hell if they had him play Reverse Flash. And actually now looking at it, not that they'd have to do it like that, he kind of not completely, but kind of looks similar to the dude or the kid playing Flash. So you can be like, they kind of look weirdly geeky.
And that's the good thing you
know?
bring that up because he's also going to be in the movie.
Who?
Grant Gustafson, the
Oh,
TV
Grant
Flash.
is going to be in it. Yeah. So again, I'm like, what the fuck is the story?
This movie has to be like 4 hours long at this point. It has to be like
Is
Snyder cut.
I was
like,
gonna say, is Zack Snyder filming this fucking one? He's just not telling anybody. They're
yeah,
that
because I'm just like,
secretive
how
about
much
it.
are you? Again, you're piling all these heroes into it, and it's like, but what's the story? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, what are we? It's
Like
gonna
we don't
be.
know.
Dude, man, if HBO or Warner Brothers, actually, my bad, had the balls, they would give Leo all the money and be like, "You're your first Flash. Just do it. Just fucking be reverse."
Oh
Leo
man,
would fucking kill that shit, dude.
that'd be good. That'd be fucking interesting. But that'd be good, yeah. Like
yeah. Leo's
so,
reverse Flash would be amazing. One more superhero thing to talk about.
oh
Titans,
man.
Fucking
Holy
hell,
shit.
dude. Titans. That teaser, just a teaser, drops August 12th officially. Season 3 of Titans.
First 3 episodes drop that day.
Oh, first 3.
First 3 episodes, and then it's every week. So yeah, I'm like, well, no shit, I'm binging the fucking first 3 the first day
easily.
it releases. Yeah, holy shit. What do we start with? Well, let's go a little bit slow. The big point of season 3, people that have watched season 1 and 2, I don't know what to tell you really. I enjoyed both. I enjoyed parts from both seasons more than the entire season itself. I enjoyed everything of Jason Todd from the first season, kind of more so than the second. Oh yeah, he's done a great fucking job. The standout moment for him, for me, I remember it vividly. Season 1, episode 6, where he's fucking like taking down the cops. Oh my, that's your Red Hood introduction right there.
Yeah.
That's all I saw where I was like, holy shit. But season 2, I enjoyed. I love how they brought Superboy into it. I really dig that. Yeah, Crypto. Like, so I really enjoyed it. Moving forward, biggest change they're leaving San Diego. They're going to Gotham. That's fucking cool. Because I didn't even know about that before the trailer came out. I didn't know they were planning that. I don't think I heard that from anything. So I'm just like, that's awesome. So they're going to Gotham. So already you open the door to tons of different Batman villains, iconic villains that we could possibly see, or maybe just mention whatever.
Because they've teased it before in the season finale of season 1, right?
Yes.
When they're having like that nightmare.
Because it was the whole nightmare dream scene kind of, which was really cool. So brings us to the big one. In that dream scene, we did see the Joker. Yeah. He was fucking murdered by Batman. Awesomely done. But you didn't see him. You didn't see his face.
Yeah, he was face planted on the cop car, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Then he was in the hospital, but he was all bandaged up. So you still didn't see him. So it's one of those cool kind of things. But already the standout thing from season 3, obviously, is that we're getting Red Hood. Let's just fucking kick the door open for that. And speaking as maybe one of the biggest Red Hood fans, holy shit, I can't wait. And how they're doing it, I've been on board with. And so in the teaser, we get it. Yeah. We get Robin showing up to an abandoned like carnival.
Yep.
And you see it. And
it's death in the family. It's beat by beat, death in the family.
And, up to the moment where he turns the cop around and he has the fucking grin. And then you just hear a laugh. And I'm like, all right, I'm with it. I'm ready. You want to know my one nitpick from the laugh?
What?
Kind of sound like fucking Leto a little bit.
Yeah, there's a thing.
I was like, come on.
That's like other Jokers are doing where it's like, even in the Harley,
trying.
That too, even the Harley Quinn animated series, that Joker does the same fucking thing where they go like, like they carry it on like a little bit too much. And it's just like, end the fucking laugh. Like, it doesn't have to be so forced. It's like, I don't know. How Jack did it, how even Joaquin did it was almost perfect. And even Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill probably has the best Joker laugh of all of them, all time. These guys like to have like their own little like spice to it, and it carries on a little bit too much. But I agree with you. That laugh, it starts off good, it just carries on for a little bit too long.
Yeah, like what the fuck? But alone, that scene, and then moving forward, you see the shadow at least of Joker with the crowbar,
being the shit
fucking
out of him.
beating.
Yeah.
So, I think the easiest question is still, how are they going to necessarily bring him back? I don't think they have to actually kill him. And I'll tell,
You
people
don't
can
think they'll
argue
do
that.
the you don't think they'll do the Ra's al Ghul fucking Talia
If they,
bringing him to the
I don't see them doing it, just because if they do, they haven't made any mention to anybody playing either of those two. To where even if they were just one scene, small thing, I would still figure that they would be like, hey, so and so has been casted as Rage. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
have they
So
mentioned who's playing Joker? Or are they just like being secret about that shit
no,
too?
they haven't said anything, because that still leaves it open to being like, maybe you won't actually see him. But I'm like, come on, you got to do something at least.
I really hope
You,
it's not just that scene that they showed in the teaser.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, because
Like,
that would
I'm
be
I'm I'm hoping it doesn't just like end with something quick of like Joker like blindsiding him and then he just wakes up to being beat to death. But it's like, it's something like that. I don't know if they do the whole Lazarus pit. Cool. I'm with it, and that'll be
hmm,
awesome that they include the actual like story. If they don't, I won't be too upset, just because the way this show is going, you could just have him severely fucking beaten down,
yeah.
and that just broke him to where he now for sure is like, fuck criminals. I'm
Hmm.
done with them, and I will fucking murder them, because why stop them? Why bring them to justice? Fuck it, kill them.
Yeah.
And if that's the route they kind of go, I still would be like, all right, because you still get the Red Hood vigilante kind of anti-hero character.
My biggest thing of that, it's like, okay, he comes back. You would assume he's going after Joker though.
Yeah.
So it's like you would think
So
that there would have to be some type of like Joker element to, like, we're not just gonna see Shadow Joker, but like full-fledged Red Hood trying to kill Joker. And we get that scene too where we see the bloody crane inside Wayne
yeah,
Manor, and Bruce is like bloodied up too. He's not even like it looks
yeah,
like he's got his ass beat too. And he's just kind of looking off in the distance. So it looks like they're doing the full Enter the Red Hood, Death in the Family all at once. My biggest thing, it's like they already said who the villain is. I forget what her name is. And I'm like, how many storylines are taking place all at once? Are they just
oh,
bouncing around or
they have Blackfire.
yeah.
Well, they have Blackfire and they have Scarecrow. Now,
Mm-hmm.
they haven't said that Scarecrow necessarily will be in the costume, but come on. And the actor they casted, great dude, I forget his fucking name, but he was from Angel, he was from Mad Men. Fucking good actor. So I'm like, I'm with it. I think he
Every
can play
time
like,
I hear Scarecrow in anything, it's my biggest fear. It's like, if it's all a fucking nightmare, I want to be so fucking pissed. Like they,
oh, like if everything's fake,
yeah,
like
and
the
it's just,
entire fucking season.
well, at least like the Red Hood shit, and there's like nightmare like scene for
Or
like
or I could see them going a route of being like, what if it wasn't Joker that did it? What if it was Scarecrow or some shit?
it has to be
You
Joker.
know, it has to be
Yeah,
Joker. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do the entire comic book fucking
no,
scene for scene, but it has to be Joker. Don't take that away. And you're going back to Gotham. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of things to where I think they'll do that, but I wouldn't be shocked or even be surprised if they change some of the story. But
well,
who
yeah, they can't
knows?
do the entire fucking story arc of Enter the Red Hood,
No.
because it's like, well, he's gonna go after the mob and Joker and have the scene with Batman.
Well, well, they had that scene in the trailer though, where it looks like it is from the animated Red Hood movie,
Hmm.
of like you have the table and like mobsters on both sides and a bag in the middle of them. And it looks like they're looking up to like the rafters, to where that was a scene where Red
Yeah,
Hood showed up, threw them the bag, and it was heads of their fucking like bosses. So what if he kind of does? But again, I'm like, I don't know. Again, it's kind of like
the
same thing with
pacing is gonna
Flash in a
be,
way.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's my
like
whole
I
thing is
don't
pacing.
know.
It's
Yeah,
like,
pacing, and we don't know the story necessarily. They're kind of throwing a lot of people. Same kind of thing. Somebody they casted a Barbara Gordon.
oh yeah, I've
She's
heard about
not
that.
she's not Batgirl,
It's
but
Oracle, right?
maybe yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get some flashback scenes though, especially since Nightwing's coming back. So her and like Dick Grayson have known each other, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I already read they're playing on like their romance. So I'm like, so Dick just has to fuck every girl on the show. Good for him, but whatever, you know. Um, but so a lot of the season I'm just interested in. I hope they do Red Hood Justice,
Yeah,
obviously.
looks
I
good.
hope they actually include Scarecrow, not just, you know, Crane or anything like that.
Don't Batman
Um,
begin it?
no, fucking don't just have him with like a duffel bag on his head. Like fucking do something, you know. But definitely a cool trailer. All the other characters look good still, to where, I think they've all kind of started slowly getting their credit, to where it wasn't just like a Robin show. The first season very much
It
was
was a
just
Robin.
Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah, to where I was like, you didn't even need a Teen Titans show right now.
Didn't. Well,
But
that's another thing, dude. Where I'm at with Red Hood, I'm like, I wish they would have just done like a special more so than like it's in season 3 because I feel like that story arc. It's interesting. I like the guy
well,
who's playing Jason Todd. I like the way the
yeah,
Red Hood actually looks. The
yeah.
design of the helmet, the white eyes. It's
I
everything you
mean,
would want from the live action look of Red
the
Hood.
rumor still is that they are trying to eventually get like a spin-off of like Red Hood, or maybe then it would be Red Hood and the Outlaws. I don't know. I don't see them taking Starfire, not this version of her. But what if they bring in fucking Arsenal? Like that'd be
Yeah.
cool. They've already mentioned him on Titans, so he exists.
Yeah.
But
At the end of the day, dude, it's like the trailer was amazing. The trailer was fucking
yeah,
fantastically done. The tone of it all. If we see freaking Bruce in action again as Batman, that's gonna be even more.
that'll be cool.
Because they're like you said, like okay, if they have the mafia scene, the mob scene, you would think is going after Joker, then you would have to have that scene with Batman at some point.
Yeah,
And look, if you want to
something.
shoehorn Nightwing into there too, fine. I'm fine with that. Like if that's the
Yeah.
way it has to go, just because it has to be connected to Titans and all that. Like I said, they are in Gotham. That's gonna be a whole like different twist that they could possibly do. But yeah, man, that shit looks good. It looks really good. I'm my biggest concern going into it is just like, how are you gonna pace it between already saying like this is the season's villain, but there's also Jason Todd, Joker, Batman. That happens. Is that gonna
And
be like in the
yeah,
background or is that gonna be in the forefront?
the only thing I've heard from that is that they've said Red Hood would be like the protagonist in 3 to 4 episodes, maybe less, maybe more, who knows. And that might be the first half of the season. And then they resolve it somehow, whatever happens. And then the other half is more of either Blackfire or maybe Scarecrow. Or maybe at the same time as some of them dealing with Red Hood, Starfire is going and dealing with her fucking sister. Like who knows? But
It's interesting.
it
It's
looks
interesting.
good. I'm definitely interested. I'm definitely waiting for, I wish July was already over just because I don't care about July anymore.
Fast forward to fucking
But
August.
yeah, pretty much. So definitely a lot of trailers coming out, and definitely a lot of movies
Yeah,
and
man.
television.
It's a lot of movies that we're back to like the regular trailer type of speed of things that used to happen. Obviously, again, Halloween Kills, fantastic trailer. Titans, fantastic trailer. Suicide Squad, again, it is what it is. My meter for Suicide Squad is still kind of like, I'll see
Yeah,
it. At the same time, I'm not like dying to go watch.
like
You
John
know,
Cena makes me laugh, but that's
yeah, John's gonna be John. I'm all there for
about it.
Peacemaker. And
Yeah,
Starro.
pretty
I know
much.
people aren't that big of fans of Starro, but it's like I am because
It'll
they used
be
to watch
funny.
the cartoon, and
Yeah, see.
I'm like it just goes back to Justice League animated, and I'm like I'm there. Even Batman Beyond when they did Starro, I'm
Very
like
true.
I'm there for
So
just that.
I remember that one a little bit more than Justice League at times.
Oh yeah,
So
the
that's
Batman
kind of
Beyond
funny.
one. What
Yeah.
was a black suit, gray haired Superman with like the sideburns? It
Yeah.
was the shit, dude.
I was like, oh, shit, man. So,
King
but
Shark looks great. I'm all for that.
oh
So it's
yeah.
like there's stuff in Suicide Squad I like. The trailer itself, though, I'm just like, other than the Superman thing, that was literally the
Mm,
only thing that people are like talking about. Which I'm just like, the trailer itself just looked mostly the same. And then
yeah.
Titans, Death in the Family. You have me. I've said it for years. I wanted Ben, if he was gonna do his Batman movie, I wanted him to fucking touch that because it would have been
I
that
did
could have
too,
been the
man.
trilogy. But the
I
problem
know.
with that, and Zach, I'll never agree with Zach on this, killing Dick Grayson over Jason Todd. It's just not the right Robin to do it, man. That's not the right way.
I still don't acknowledge that because I'm
Yeah,
like, if
weird.
it was never talked about or never discussed in a film, I think you're just an idiot and I'm not going to listen to you.
Well, I guess like he said that it was in the film in the background when they're walking through like
No,
the cemetery, like you see Dick
no,
Grayson. I'm
no,
like
you
it,
don't. No, you
especially by
don't.
Leto's Joker. It never happened.
No, fucking nobody.
Even
Nobody
the
ever
mention
died.
at the end of the 4 hour cut, still not
No, still not him. It was
again like
Jason Todd.
It's always
I
been
can
Jason.
I can see Jared Leto beating the shit out of like a younger Robin. You didn't kill Dick Grayson.
Yeah,
You know what
it's
I mean? Like,
doesn't make
and
sense.
that's still me just being like, fuck Jared Leto. But like his Joker, I'm like, nothing he's shown us, even in that 4 minute fucking after credit scene, gave me any intention that he's a fucking killer. He's
Yeah, he just
just a
looks like
psycho.
a sadistic clown that's just like
He's just a fucking method actor who didn't ever learn how to fucking actually act.
he
So he just
reminded
calls
me
himself.
a method. He reminded me more of the clown from Spawn than
Yeah,
more so
he was playing a fucking great John Leguizamo character, trying to be Joker.
trying to be Joker. Oh god, yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, Snyder fans, guys, read a comic book. It's not the Snyder world that you guys want to be. And if they ever do
No,
bring it back,
it won't.
I don't know. That's what I said about the fucking Snyder cut too, and then it
It's
happened.
very true, and then it happened.
And then it
You
fucking
know,
happened. I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been another exciting episode. All the trailer news, all the trailers talk that we can give to you guys. It's all here. Halloween Kills out already. Go check it out. Phenomenal trailer again. But if you want to keep spoilers away, maybe don't watch it. All the other Shang-Chi, great, fantastic, loved it. Abomination's back. That shit's gonna be dope. That movie more so looks like it's gonna open the MCU to the future more so than anything else. And all the other trailers look fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back very soon. It is your boy Hollywood Hogan, joined by the homie Rossi Montgomery.
always good to be here, man.
Yes.
Always fun. And until next time, with more news and whatever comes out, we'll be here, guys.
Hell yeah.